Hey guys, Sally here with the 2-color crochet beanie. So my design's gonna look a little complicated at first, but I designed it like that just so that you don't have to see the little yarn that you carry on under. I just wanted to show you guys real quick where I carried the yarn over, and as you could see, it looks very minimal and it's in the inside of the hat. So to get started, I'm gonna grab my G crochet hook, and then I'm going to make a slip knot, and then from there I'm just going to chain 4 chains. So next I'm just going to yarn over, and I'm going to go into the first chain that we made and grab my tail and yarn it over. Okay, then I'm going to pull the yarn through. And make a double crochet. So I'm just gonna make 6 double crochets with the first color I have, which is the tan. Okay, so before you finish the 6th double crochet, and remember the chain 4 counts as a double crochet, so you're just gonna leave the last one halfway done with the 2 loops on your hook, and then you're gonna introduce your new color. So you can just bring it in just like that, and we're gonna make sure that our yarn that we're not using no more is behind us. You could do it either way. You could do it behind or in front. Just make sure that you always leave it on the same side where you left it out. So next I'm just gonna make a double crochet, and I'm just making sure that I'm trapping my tails in. So we're gonna make another 6 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, so next I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, and that is where I slip stitch. Okay, so next step, I'm just going to chain 1 and turn my work around. Okay, so that doesn't count as our first stitch, so you skip that first little spot right there, and we're gonna put 2 double crochets into every stitch all the way to the end of the blue color. Every time I'm finished with the row, I always like to count, and for the blue part of this row, you're gonna need 12 double crochets. Just make sure you have them, and then we're gonna leave the 2 loops on our hook. We're gonna leave it halfway done, and we're just going to carry the tan yarn over, and since we carried the yarn over from the front, we're gonna leave the blue string in the front. That way it doesn't show on both sides, it just shows on one side. See, so that's gonna be our pretty side. And we're just going to place 2 double crochets into every stitch all the way around, and of course just make sure at the end to count and make sure you have 12 double crochets of the tan color. And you'll be fine. Just wanted you guys to pay attention to the very last stitch because it doesn't really look like a stitch, but it is. And I know counting will definitely help to make sure that you're doing it right. So we're just gonna finish this one all the way. We're not gonna leave it halfway because we're just going to slip stitch to the other side. That one is our first stitch, and it looks a little confusing, but that's where it's at. Okay, then you slip stitch, chain one, and turn your work around. Okay, so for row number 3, we are going to go into the first stitch and do 1 double crochet, and then in the next stitch we are going to place 2 double crochets. So again, we are just gonna place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then we'll place our increase of 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and we're gonna do this all the way around. So once you're finished, then we're gonna move our string to the back because that's where we were carrying our yarn over, and then we are going to grab our blue string and pull it through the 2 loops, and we're going to continue the same pattern, which is 1 double crochet to the first stitch, followed by 2 double crochets into the next stitch, which is our increase. And again, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and we're going to do this all the way around, and we'll meet there. So the very last stitch is kind of hard to see, but the way you could find out is if you end up with a increase, then you're on the right track. Then we're just going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet, and then we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, so for this row we are going to place 1 increase on every 3rd stitch. So we are going to put 1 double crochet into the first 2 stitches and then an increase on the 3rd stitch. So yeah, we'll just keep going this pattern all the way to the end. Once you've finished, you're just going to leave it halfway done because we're going to change colors. And then since you could see where we transferred colors, so we're going to leave the string in the front. And then we're going to continue with the same pattern, which is 1 double crochet in the first 2 stitches, followed by an increase in the 3rd stitch. And we're going to keep this pattern going all the way to the end. once you're done with the increases on row number 5 and 6, then I'm just going to place 1 double crochet into every stitch for rows number 7 through 15. And that should be it